Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome, Film Freaks.
A show for film, fun, and all things entertainment.
I'm Jessica Lan,
And I am Bobby Flores.
and today we're going to be fighting our way to this awesome review on Iron Fist. Wow, that actually sounded like I was in the desert meditating.
Alrighty, guys. We're going to jump into episodes 1 through 3 of Iron Fist. And right off the bat, I'm digging the show.
Yeah, I'm totally digging the show. At first, I had my, like the first couple of minutes, I was a little like, what the hell am I looking at? And I'm like, I'm not digging this. But the intro was pretty decent.
Absolutely.
I mean, Daredevil to me, I don't know, maybe because it was the first one, but Daredevil's intro is still my all-time favorite. Yep. My biggest issue at the beginning was the fight sequence. It was kind of like a love-hate relationship.
Yeah.
We see this character. He's, we have this comical moment where he finds the building. The dude's like, you don't even have shoes, or sell the building to get your shoes or whatever. And then he goes and tries to speak with the head of the facility or the building, and the secretary calls security, and they get into a debacle there, and they start fighting, but it's so effortless. Like,
right.
He's not even trying to fight. He's going bobbing and weaving between all that. But I like the fact that it was effortless, but at the same time, it felt like a dance. It felt like it was very well choreographed, if that makes sense. I don't know. It just felt fake. It didn't feel.
Yeah. That was the first episode was a little rough, a little choppy, a little just wasn't. I don't know if it was just getting used to the feel of the show itself, because I didn't feel that so much in 2 and 3, but that was the same thing I was thinking as they were fighting, because I like the fact that it felt effortless on his part, but it just didn't feel, I guess, natural. Like, I don't know. It was a weird, like, when I was watching it, I was like, yeah. And then you kind of go on and more characters get revealed. You see Joy, and dang, I forgot the brother.
Just call him Jerkface, because
Yeah.
that's essentially what he is.
And then you get Ward, the dad, which right away I was like, he ain't dead.
Right.
He ain't dead.
Or when he by the way, spoiler alerts, obviously. Or the scene where he gets in front of the monitor thing, and he's looking at the family who's running, and I'm like, villains right off the bat, villains. That's our first signs of villains. I mean, but overall, the episode did set the foundation to what to expect in the upcoming episodes. It really did captivate. So it did its job. It was just felt, I don't know, I guess coming from Luke Cage and Daredevil, and well, kind of Jessica Jones, but not really.
Yeah.
The first episodes really just grabbed you, and you're like, oh my god. This one was kind of.
Yeah,
like,
it was not so much, right? And you could tell right away that they did a good job of setting up Joy, Danny, their relationship. Like, you could tell that, like, she was right away. She was more caring, was more connected to him, and the brother just didn't care. Like, he was just whatever, Like, you could tell right away. So they did a good job of establishing that right off the bat. But that one was a little, that episode was just weird. And I think, I don't know, again, if it's just getting used to them, because you could definitely tell the 4 franchise, or the 4 different series definitely have their individual feels, and this one is definitely its own thing, where Jessica Jones was, to me, just annoying, and then you get Luke Cage, which is urban, like real cool, down to earth, and Daredevil is just dark, gritty, love it, and and then you get Iron Fist, which is like this serene, like real cool, collective, like the monk thing, like it really shows in his character.
And I think, in the first episode, I just wanted him to show the powers, and like I really wanted him to beat the crap out of the security guards. And I'm like, I guess coming in from all these, from the series, and seeing so much awesome action, especially from Daredevil, the fight sequences. So I'm expecting a lot of awesome fight sequences to occur. So it was kind of like a love hate again relationship because they're doing well. You get the serene
Yeah.
character, but yet the internal struggle of the character, And I'm expecting him to go crazy, but he's a monk, and he's a Buddhist at that.
Right.
So, like, yes, he's a warrior or a Buddhist monk. Well, there's a lot of, I don't know if he's actually a Buddhist monk. I should refrain from that. But he has a lot of those, he speaks a lot of Buddhist proverbs and stuff like that. So he's very, peaceful, which is good. It's not that it's bad. I'm like, hurry up with the action sequence,
Exactly.
But it's good.
Yeah, and then you get into episode 2 where where Joy drugs him, and then they send him to the nut house, and then you kind of get. I really like the pacing of that episode, and that episode really had me more dive into the character of Danny, and I really liked it. And after that, the second episode, I was like, okay, now I'm getting more into it now, and in the relationship between him and Joy, and then how much her brother really hates Danny, and then the dad's alive, he's there, and I'm like, okay, the hand is definitely playing a part in this. So, and I think part of that too is then just knowing the overall scope of what they've been setting up with Daredevil, Luke Cage, and Jessica Jones, because you see the lawyer lady, Trinity, as we like to refer to her as, in episode 3. So it was cool just seeing the greater universe too being set up within the first 3 episodes, and I know that drew me in more. But then this series itself, it was just good as it was pacing and just trying to prove to people that he's Danny because he's been gone for so long. And
15 years. And, and we were discussing this. It's like, and I don't know if it was because all these characters were probably made in around the same time and the lack of originality, but like all these characters, and because I'm a huge Batman fan, it's like billionaire, lost their parents, disappeared, come back. And now they have these abilities, and now they eventually become the superhero. With the Arrow, with the the CW show the Arrow, and then the Batman series, and then I read comic books, so like that's constantly always in my mind. And then now with this, and I was like, I just it doesn't detract me from the show itself, but it's kind of like it's so redundant.
Another billionaire superhero,
But
that's why I loved the originality of Luke Cage. Because it was totally just nothing like that. Like, it had its own feel. So I thought that was pretty cool. But, yeah, I thought that right away, too. I was like, billionaire guy comes back, and now he's trying to be good. But I love his childlike, just the way he is.
So
I really like his character.
Like, almost naive, but it's not necessarily naiveness. Maybe it is. It's just, it is... innocence. Innocence
exactly.
Is perfect word
especially
for
being away from this. He was
from
13, 14 years old.
10.
I think it was something 10. Like that. Grew up in the mountains, and now he comes back to New York, of all places, where it's like the forefront of everything, and you have everything in your face. This is all new to him. So
the technology.
Yeah, so it's great. One of my favorite parts was when him and his bum friend, like that little quick relationship that they had, and he's like, so what's your purpose, kind of thing, and he talks about being on this whole thing and Kunlun and blah blah blah, and I could just imagine this guy like, yeah, you're a crazy bum just like me. And I was just dying in that part. I thought that was great.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they did a really good job. Like just in the relationship aspects of who he's meeting, they're setting it up so well. Like even when again, spoiler. When the bum dies, like there was, even though it was such a short period of time, I was like, damn, like,
all right, he's gone.
Oh, he's gone. Like I kind of saw that coming, but at the same time, like, was that the family that killed him?
Yeah.
And then it turns out that it wasn't. But it was still like, oh, that kind of sucked.
Right on. And then now we got his little, what I think is going to be his love interest, kind of weaving her way into the story and her helping him, and now he's staying with her. And I love that part when he was in the dojo and he was just kind of like snapping on the kids, because I love that, because it shows like his love and respect for martial arts and how serious he is about that. Man, so I thought that was really cool.
I had an episode I was watching, and I was like, oh, sorry, Sensei, don't hit me. I was like, oh man, but that's true. Like, when she was trying to overprotect these guys, from getting, because they were bullied and all this stuff. and where he's like, he whacks the kid. I was like, that's, you know, the 2 years that I took martial arts, that's kind of how it was for me. Like, when I didn't do something, I got hit with the stick, either on my shins or my fist. So it was like, to me, that was normal. I'm like,
right.
What? Like, discipline these little punks.
Yeah, and I love it, because in her side, she's trying to be nurturing and give a safe place to them, but at the same time, he's trying to instill, you know,
Character
good values and
structure,
stuff to it as well. So they're both on the same page. They're just doing it in a different way.
Right.
So I think, or at least I hope, that as the series continues, that they kind of go along with that and both kind of partner up and teach these kids.
Right, but I feel like, I mean, that was such an important point in the story for what's her name? I'm drawing a blank on
I don't remember her name either. His Asian friend.
Colleen.
Colleen
Wing,
yep.
Where, you know, she was talking about honor and like there's dishonor in fighting for money,
right,
and all that stuff. And like again, I remember having that conversation with my sensei there about the same thing, and like I was like, yeah, that's so true. But then she goes and actually gets into the ring to make some money. And that to me was like, okay, now this is interesting, because now she's doing the complete opposite.
Right.
What she's trying to distill, and I understand her circumstance. Like, she's struggling, but now she's in a situation where she's going against her beliefs and structure. So I want to know. I'm really captivated to see what's going to happen between the characters.
I thought that she went to go do that to find that kid that she was talking to about
originally. I thought
street fighting too, but then I'm like, he's not there, and I felt like that was too big of a scale for him, because he's, you know, younger, and these are like grown people fighting. So yeah, because originally I thought that she went to go to find him, but you know, I was just a little bit confused, because I was like, did she go to find him, or did she just want to see what this was all about? Was it about money, or was it not? Like, I don't know. I was confused, but I didn't mind it, because she kicked that dude's ass.
Yeah, I didn't mind it either. I mean, I thought it was pretty cool, but it also more aggressive.
That's cool. Yeah, and I love the build-up where we actually finally see him using, you know, the Iron Fist abilities, where they were beating him down and he punches the freaking door out. I was like, you know, it was good, because we were anticipating it, kind of like Jay was saying, like, we want to see you kick somebody's butt already, so it was cool to the build-up, and he finally gets it, and I kind of like the little flash and the glow that they were kind of teasing throughout until finally we got to see, you know, the Iron Fist and him kind of going out, which he hasn't gone full yet. So I'm kind of glad that they're giving you some character development of him getting to that point where he's kind of mastered it. Because right now he's kind of all over the place with, you know, dealing with the trauma, and, you know, him saying maybe I shouldn't have left, and that. So it's good that he still has some time to get there to that point where he is Iron Fist. So I'm looking forward to seeing as they move forward from that. And then episode 3, where it's him kind of right at the end, where he was trying to find Ward, because he's like, I saw him in my dream, I wasn't sure, now they're kind of full-blown going at each other's throats now for the company, so it's like, what's gonna happen here? And by the way, her brother's a little punk bitch. He really is. He really, really is. Like, I don't mind his dad so much. Like, I like that ruthless kind of character that he is, real stern and firm. Like, I don't have a problem with him. It's more, I think more is because he's so in between. Like,
he wants to be this badass, but he's not.
But he doesn't want to get dirty almost, you know what I mean? Like, it's so, he's all scary. And then you see his sister, like, when Joy was trying to cut that deal, like, the things that she was willing to do to get stuff done, like, he won't do that.
And he's like, no. I'm like, shut your little punk son.
Right, exactly. So it's funny seeing her being kind of more towards Iron Fist, but her being able to be a firm lady and get stuff done, where he's kind of whiny and complaining, and I don't know.
It's very, like you said, it's his character is very it's very shaky grounds. He wants to be the boss, but he's not. Like, it's almost like he's constantly has to prove that he is. So by proving, he's actually making more mistakes, because he has to continuously have to prove himself and his father. Where Joy, you know, she thinks her father is dead, so she is her own woman, and she is very strong, and she loves the company. But, you know, her emotional side with the connection with Danny is what, you know, that's where the turmoil is for her, but it doesn't cause any friction in her professional side.
Exactly.
So, you know, she knows how to balance that pretty well, and And you know the ending of episode 3, and again, I'm saying it's big spoilers here. So at the end where they have the pot and then the fingerprint that's in the pot that he made for her and all that.
That was awesome. I was like,
I think she gave that to him.
You think so?
I believe so because when they walked in.
She walked. I remember her walking into her house and she looked at it, you know. But I don't know if what that meant.
Right. So and that eye contact, that split second eye contact that they made as he was walking out of the office after the demands, makes me feel like she actually is trying to help because I don't know, maybe at first she was gung ho about screwing him over,
right.
But now that she finds out that her brother is off on a rock, not off of a rocky start, but like he's already in the middle, like he doesn't want nothing to do with the company.
Right.
She's like, you know what? Well, if I can't beat him, join him. So that's kind of where I'm at. I think she's more of a villain than what we're putting out to be.
Okay. Yeah, and they left us on a cliffhanger, big one on 3. Like obviously, I don't think anything's gonna happen to Danny. But he was climbing up the building and then he kind of gets shoved off. Like I don't know if that was someone from the Hand or
plot twist. He's still in the psych ward and he's high off his drugs.
That would be amazing. He wakes up still in the bed, all chained up. So yeah, it's good. So far so good. I mean, I've heard some really shaky things about Iron Fist, but I mean, I really can't complain. You know, like I'm enjoying what I'm getting so far. And I'm looking forward to more.
Yeah, and so am I. I mean, I didn't know much about this character coming into it, and I purposely tried to stay away from trying to read up on the history and all that, just so I can get a solid feel of what Netflix is trying to bring out of Iron Man. I didn't want to be like, oh yeah, all this needs to get done. You know, I try to stay away from that and just come in a pure approach, and I'm totally loving it.
Yeah, absolutely. Episodes 1 through 3, we're enjoying it. Man, I really like it. I like Iron Fist, what I've seen in the games, and I'm really loving what they're bringing us here in the Netflix series, and I'm hungry for more. So I'm like, hey, let's go keep churning away, and we'll keep dishing these out, and you guys just keep following along. Let us know what you guys think.
All right, guys, thanks for watching our episode.
Yeah, if you liked our video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up.
And if you didn't, you can double click on the thumbs down. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, and like.
Right on. And check us out on our other social media outlets at Instagram and Twitter. And please tweet us at FF Media News.
Or you can engage with us through our email at ffmedianews@gmail.com.
All right. Thanks, guys.